there he is. We're singing, we're performing, we're like in a rocket ship going to the top. And then out of nowhere, I mean, literally my last step to get out of the way, it hit me right in the back of the head. I'm not sure if anyone gave a shit. The industry changed, you know, so quickly. Let's have a cup of coffee and slice my wrist. Well, I'm coming to LA to come put a new band together, get my shit together. I was just gonna swear, but that
Oh,
was cool.
swear.
So you saved the best one for last, you fucker. Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Oh, look, I came here to do two things: chew bubblegum and talk hair metal. And it looks like I'm almost out of bubblegum. Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru, and holy shit, today I get to interview Miljenko, the lead singer of Steelheart, the singing voice of Mark Wahlberg's character in the movie Rockstar, a guy who got to tour with the Doors, and a bunch of other shit. So, Miljenko, man, welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you? I'm good. I'm well. Well, thank you for having me.
Hey man, hey, no problem. So excited. This channel's been in existence for about a year. We've gotten over 2,600 subscribers, and everyone's been talking about people that you need to interview, and you are a name that comes up frequently. You are known
Oh,
as The Voice, but I have another nickname for you, and that nickname is The Survivor, because I don't know if anybody has been through as much, highs and lows throughout the years and just come out on top. So to me, you're the survivor, and I'm super pumped to have you on.
oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take
Hey,
it.
man,
Yeah. I've definitely been through
absolutely.
some
So,
shit.
so, so I want to start with this. Last night, I got to watch an advanced screening of this movie that's coming out shortly called Trust in Love. And it's a
Right.
comedy slash drama about a past his prime producer whose career and family seem to be falling apart around him. And this struggling producer is trying to keep his family together and come up with one last hit album in a band that features you as its lead singer and songwriter. So not only are you one of the stars of this movie, but the movie is named after a Steelheart song. Steelheart music is used throughout the movie. So, hey, can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yeah, I mean, it's been nothing but a lot of fun. You know, I when I met Jimmy's a dear friend of mine. He wrote the script,
Yep.
and he says, "I want to make this movie. I want to do this. I definitely want to get this movie." And I introduced him to Mick Davis, the director, and it just they got together and they hit it off right away.
Right.
And then the three of us got together and listened to my music. You know, and Mick has a very heavy Irish accent, and I played him one song. Goes, that's fucking great, isn't it? And then he says another one. Oh, that's a good one too. And that's it. Oh, that one's great. That one's great. And then I played him Trust and Love, and he shuts everything down. He goes, so you saved the best one for last, you fucker.
That's
So
awesome.
and I said, I think this song, I mean, all these other songs work, but I think this really works well with the script. He goes, not does it work well with the script. He goes, forget about it. We want to call the movie Trust and Love because it was called Split,
Right.
like the
Right.
wife or the split. And
Yep.
I was like, Split. It's like, no, Trust and Love. So that's how the name of the movie came in. And yeah, so we all came together, worked hard on the movie, and I also we did we're doing the studio scenes,
Yes.
and considering my relationship with Robbie, for years, and a dear friend, I said, hey, why don't we? I think we should film the studio scenes at Robbie's studio, Robbie Krieger's studio,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
No doubt Robbie Krieger is in it. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. So I called Robbie. I said, Robbie, we're making this movie and we'd like to use a studio. Well, how do you feel about that? He goes, yeah, absolutely, great. So 5 days we spent there, and we filmed some great stuff, as you saw, some funny
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
And but while we're in there, I was just like, why don't we just get Robbie in the movie?
Yeah.
Do a little cameo. And so they quickly wrote a little part for him, and it's like, boom, we got him in. I snuck him in there,
Right.
and he did great. It's just these little things, funny things, you know what I mean? And I think he did fantastic. Um, I mean, everybody in the cast did a great job. I mean, it just the movie came together effortlessly.
Right.
So that says a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Uh, for everyone, because when things are too difficult, sometimes they're not right. You know what I mean?
You're telling
But
me.
this worked out great, and it'll be out August 13th, VOD and Apple TV, and then after it gets what do you call it? After a while, when that plays out, then it goes to Netflix and HBO and all the
Right.
other stuff.
Okay.
But it's in theaters now. It's in theaters in 50 different cities.
Okay, so it's really a heartwarming story, and like you said, on video on demand, August 13th, and it's in some theaters now. So that's awesome. How did as acting, because I was going to get to talking a little bit about your role as the voice in the movie Rockstar, but when did the acting part come about in your career?
Well, it's funny. It's like I always felt that attraction to acting. Um, it's just another part of me that I like to do. I enjoy. It's not like I had a lot of opportunities. You know what I mean? Maybe this will bring other opportunities. I don't know, but it was just something in my cards. That I always saw.
Right.
And it's just like I love cooking. I love cooking. You know what I mean? It's just a part of me. It's like I like to touch the souls, whether
Right.
if I'm cooking, acting, whatever it is, it's fun. It's just fun stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what I love about acting is that you can actually be someone else if instead of being, or actually, well, you need to be yourself, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you get to play characters, you
Yes.
know? So
And
it's
it's
all a part of it.
entertaining, which is what you've done your whole career, right?
That's what I do. And I enjoy it. I have fun with it. You know what I mean? And acting, it's like you go in there, you get a little something to eat while they're setting up. You go in and do, and then you go back to get something to eat.
Right.
We're
Right.
singing, you got to get on the plane, you got to get over this, you got to
Yeah.
this, your hotels and this, performances, that. It's like, and do it again the next night and the next
Right.
night.
So,
So,
so you're no secret to the film world, and everybody knows about Rockstar, the Steelheart song, "We All Die Young." And can you just, I'd love to hear briefly how that came about. And that must have been rewarding, not only personally, but financially. I don't know what you want to tell us, but can you tell us a little bit about the Rockstar movie?
yeah, what's funny is that, um, I was in Connecticut. Okay, I was visiting Connecticut at my brother's house, and I was coming back to Los Angeles, and literally coming back, and I'm going, I got to get my shit together. I need a new band. I need. There was nothing going on after the Wait record. We did Asia, and then
Yep.
that kind of fell apart, and and then I was like, I need to put something new together, something fresh. So Tom calls me, Tom Werman, the producer of
Yep.
the movie. He was also producer of my third album. He did Motley Crue,
Yeah.
Poison, Cheap Trick. I mean, on and on, on.
Everybody.
Yeah, and but he also became a very dear friend. And he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like, "Well, I'm coming to LA to come put a new band together, get my shit together." And he goes, "Well, listen, I'm doing a project, and it's about a singer who wants to join his favorite band and dreams about it, and he actually gets the opportunity, but he's this great, amazing singer." And he said, it's a big production, it's Warner Brothers, and I think you could be the guy. Would you be interested in auditioning? And I'm like, well, yeah, that'd be a nice welcome back to LA. I was like, yeah, sure,
Right.
sounds great.
Right.
So I flew in 11 a.m. Went right to the studio 1 p.m., sang my ass off till 2 p.m., went home. They called me at 3:30, said, "Hey, you want the gig?"
All right.
So I was
Wow.
like, sounds great to me. And that's the way it came together. And then we went into rehearsal mode, a bunch of songs that they already had.
Yep.
And while we were in rehearsal, the music producer came to me and she said, "Hey, you have any music that you can contribute to the movie?" I go, "Do I have music? I got a lot of music, yeah." but I gave her the Wait record.
Yep.
I thought that that was the most, that one would be, you know, ideal for the movie. And she came back in the morning and she goes, that one, we want We All Die Young.
Right.
And they were, that was like, that was a no, how would I say, no negotiation. They were like, we
Right.
want that song. And
Right.
that song, I believe, became like the theme of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
most people that follow this channel know you from Steelheart, know you from your 1990 debut. It goes to number 40 on Billboard, and it's a rocking album. I love that album. But a lot of the credit for the success will go to the ballad "I'll Never Let You Go." So, here's my question. In 1990, were you concerned at all about being labeled as a ballad band, or were you just happy to have a song that was hitting with the public?
Man, it's look, a song, it's a song's on my album, right?
Yep.
So obviously you have to be proud of what you do. You know what I mean? I mean, why would I care, you
Right.
know, which song hits? You know what I mean? As long as some whatever it touches. And the thing is, in this business, you know, you'll write an album and you'll sit there and go, "Oh my God, this is the song. This is the
Right.
song." And the world doesn't care about that song. It's a
Right.
completely different song that everyone connects to. And then they come back to that one anyway, you know, but it doesn't work that way.
Sure.
The way I looked at it is like, I'm happy to have the love that I've received from the audience and to be out there, to be recognized, because that's what an artist thrives their whole lives, is to be heard, to be seen, to be understood, and to be accepted. And when you get a hit song and you're accepted, it doesn't matter if it's a ballad or if it's a rock song. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So, plenty of hard songs on that record.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, Everybody Loves Eileen did really well. She's Gone was a massive hit in Asia.
Yes.
Still today, um, She's Gone is number one karaoke song in Korea since '89.
Right.
So why do we care? You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
blood. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of conversations on this channel about the popularity, not necessarily of hair metal, but just of hard rock, of what you are kind of considered a part of in the late 80s, early 90s. And it starts to wane in 1990. We know that Nirvana comes out in 91. Did you feel that happening? I would just love to know the perspective of somebody who was on the radio, in the magazines, really popular, and witnessing the grunge explosion happen. What was that like for you?
It was, you know, what there's a two-sided answer to that. One was, hey, you know, times are changing, you know, and music's changing just like now, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's evolution, whatever you want to call it, which is fine. However, it was a little weird how the labels quickly turned on all the rock
Right.
music. That
Right.
was weird. You know, it was almost like, oh, wait a minute, there's a super hot girlfriend. I'm going to go after this one. You know,
Yeah.
it was like very odd.
Yeah.
That I didn't like, and I didn't appreciate how the industry changed. You know, so quickly,
Yes.
and all of a sudden, the rock music became like, you know, those were the worst pair of bell bottoms you ever wore. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And it took them all these years to come back and go, oh shit, this stuff's actually really good and always was good. Oh man, wasn't thinking straight. But I would say that is the most thing that was a little odd. It was a
I
little
would
odd.
I was a freshman in college in 1991, and we were listening to Steelheart and all these bands. And then we thought, hey, here's some other bands that we can listen to too: Nirvana, Soundgarden.
Right.
But it quickly became, no, you can't listen to that other stuff.
Yeah.
And we thought they could coexist, but the powers
Yeah.
that be said, no, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
can't. Yeah. And how did that work out?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's like, look, it's so easily to, run to something new. The new broom sweeps well, right?
Right.
But the thing is, there was some great music, by the way.
Oh,
We all
sure.
love Soundgarden and, Nirvana. I mean, it's some great shit.
Absolutely.
But rock and roll, 80s. I mean, that is something that we lived.
Yep.
How would I say? We were gifted to live. That same as an artist that I go out into the audience and I sing in front of, whether it's 5,000 or 50,000 people,
Yep.
it's the energy that I receive, right? That from the audience and I give to them. And it's just beyond a blessing, okay? Which not many people, billions of people in this world get to actually feel, okay? And it is a spiritual, it is how would I say, a gift, you know, from I would say the other side. Now, same as the 80s, I feel not just the artists received all that energy, but even the people in the audience also felt that. You see what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yes.
And I haven't seen any of that kind of movement after that happen to actually feel that happiness. It
Right.
was happy. It was easy. It was fun.
Yes.
It wasn't pretentious. Then it became too serious, too like, oh no, let's have a cup of coffee and slice my wrist. I don't know. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
when people talked about, like bands like yours and would say, they're not real, these grunge bands are real. I said, you know what? Could a grunge band ever write a happy song or a party song? No. But you guys could do
Yeah,
sad songs. You could do She's Gone. You could do a party song. I felt like you were more about real life than these other bands that people were saying were real. Anyway, that's
right.
just
Well, again, it is what it is. It's the
yep.
past. All I can say, now I have a lot of. It's very interesting how many young people I get, boys, guys, and girls, to my shows. I mean, 14 years old, 15, 17, 19. I mean, it's like, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I like this.
Absolutely.
And it's like whether it's the parents or it's just them finding the music themselves and whatever it's bringing to them. It's bringing them that they're feeling the energy of just fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fun shit. And that's what, life's supposed to be about, having fun. If you're happy, you've made it.
Right.
I don't care if you're broke or if you're a billionaire, but if you're happy, you're winning. If you're
Right.
unhappy, well, then you better change something, you
Right.
know? So,
I just have one more
sure.
question about the early days, and then I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now. So after the debut album, Tangled in Rains comes out in 1992, you're out promoting it on August 31st. You're playing McNichols Arena in Denver, opening up for Slaughter. I actually just found this incident on YouTube. But can
Yeah.
you fill people in just briefly on what happened and what was the fallout? Because most people, I don't think, know that that was the last concert with the original band. And like you said, it was years later where you were finally going, I got to get my shit together.
Yeah. Well, it is like, you know, again, it's life, everybody has a different journey. Mine was, we were on the 49th show and we were on our way home, on that second leg or first leg, whatever it was.
Right.
And it was like we were out for a while, and the manager goes, "Hey, you guys want to do one last show and even it out 50 shows and we go home and then we'll take a break and go to Europe." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, let's do it." And but I gotta say, I'm not sure if I. It's like life has a tricky way of doing things. I I just, after performing and touring, you know, it just seemed like, what's the word? We were, I needed more.
Yeah.
There's something more that I need more. It's not just being on the bus and the parties and the things, and I got everyone's wasted. It's like, you know, that's great, but I needed more. I needed some sort of substance, something. I needed to create more. So I don't know whether I brought it on or not, but anyway, that night at Denver Arena, what they did is they stood up the lighting truss. So you know the massive lighting truss that are usually
Yep.
hung. So they put them, and it's a triangle, and they stood them up on each end, and they put lights on each of them, you know, facing down this way. Well, they didn't secure it to the ceiling. Okay, they just stood them up. There's a
Right.
balance that no one touch it, kind of thing. Don't touch it, right? Well, I'm a singer. I'm a performer. I'm gonna touch it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I grabbed it, and just as soon as I grabbed it, I felt it kind of, it was just unstable. So I try to get it. I try to get away, and I walk and I try to jump over the monitors. I'm walking. You can see it on YouTube.
Yes.
And I mean, literally, my last step to get out of the way, it hit me right in the back of the head. I mean, right in the corner of my head.
Right.
It cracked my head open. I hit the stage face first. I broke my nose, my cheekbone, my jaw, my twisted my back, my knee, and um, and then Jimmy pulled the people. They pulled the stuff off of me, the truss off of me. I mean, this thing was like 1,000 pounds. It had
Yeah.
to be.
It's
I
huge.
cannot. What am I doing here? I don't know.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, that was a serious blow.
Yeah.
And I got up. I got up. I have no idea. All I could remember, like right now, I can remember I was angry. I was like, fucking idiots, you idiots, how you morons, you know? But it was also, I also felt like that was the beginning to an end of a
Right.
journey. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I went back, I walked down the stairs and they put a chair. You'd think they'd put me in a medic room or something, you know? They put a chair right in the back of the Coliseum. Here's the stage on this side, and here's the round side of the Coliseum. Right in the middle of the backstage. Everyone's panicking. It's panic. It's a major, you know, chaos in the back. Oh, you shouldn't have touched that. We're not getting sued. We're not liable. I could hear it all. I have my eyes closed. I'm bleeding, and my head's cracked open. I mean, that is my documentary, by the way. It's
Yeah.
a movie.
Right.
You can't write this shit, right?
Right.
And and I and it's a true story. I just closed my eyes and I'm hearing all of this, and all of a sudden everything just went to complete silence. Like nothing. I heard nothing. And it was almost like this white light just went right to my face. What do you want to do? That was quick. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You want to live out your life with your family? You got, you know, you'll have a normal life, or you want to keep going because you got to do something great. You know, you got to keep going to create and what yada yada, right?
Right.
I mean, I didn't even think twice. Of course, I went to door number two. And as soon as I kind of like said that to myself, I opened my eyes and I was in the ambulance.
Right.
So I was already in the ambulance going. So I was out for all that time.
Yes.
It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. And so what happened is that then they put me on a plane the next day, which that is the biggest no-no. You know, you have a head injury, your
Right.
brain swelling.
Right.
And being in a tube, air pressure, and it can pop. You know what I mean? That would have been not a pretty sight.
Right.
Anyway, so when I got home, my brain did swell then, and the pain was so excruciating that I couldn't blink. Blinking was pain. Going to the bathroom was just like I don't even know how I'm gonna do it every time, you know. And so that lasted for like 5, 6 months. Okay, my during that time I'm lying in bed basically on my back. Um, I was writing the weight record, believe it or not. I had a lot of thinking to do. I had a lot of questions that I had from my managers and everyone. Where is this? What is this? And it all became very clear, you know,
Right.
and I let go of everyone. But that is where we just, it was like the most weirdest part is that I'm not sure if anyone gave a shit or was it purposely kept quiet because no one even knew. All of a sudden, there he is, we're singing, we're performing, we're like in a rocket ship going to the top. And then out of nowhere, black screen.
Right. Could you elaborate when you say you weren't you're not sure if anyone gave a shit? Are you talking about the general public? Are you talking about people in your inner circle? Or I just wanted to clarify
I
what you
would think
mean.
a little bit, I would say, I don't think I think the general public was confused where what happened.
What happened?
Okay.
Right.
But I'm talking about the press. I'm talking
Yes.
about, yeah, the people around me.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, looking at it now, think about it, right? It was really odd.
Oh,
It's
right.
like, where do you go? You know? And then he pops up years later. Oh, what happened to you guys? It's
That's
like no one knows. I got to tell this story every time. You see what I mean?
as a fan, and I bought Tangled in Rains the day it came out, and you're right. Like I didn't know all this stuff was going on. Just suddenly, a few years later, you're like, "Hey, Steelheart's coming out with a new record called Wait," and you're like, "Well, what the hell happened over the last 3 years?" And this is
Right.
before the internet, so it's obviously, the flow of information was dramatically different at that point.
Right. Right.
But like I said, you're a survivor, and so you get back. Steelheart comes out with Weight. You've released multiple albums. You've done so many tours. Steelheart is still huge overseas, and I want to get into this. So the newest thing that I'm hearing about you, and I just learned this, is that you are going to be releasing new music in 2024, collaborating with Nicholas Anglin of In Flames. Am I
Uh,
hearing that right? Because
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. We
sounds
did. We
very
did.
weird to me. Not
Sounds
weird, but
weird.
just
It's fucking awesome.
oh no, great. And I want could you just could you
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about that?
I can. We just so Nicholas and I we have a dear friend that's both of our friends and he's managing him as well. He's
Yep,
not managing me, but he's managing him.
yep,
And so Jens he asked me, hey, Nicholas is doing this compilation album and would love to have you do a song. Well, I went in, I did one song and I came out fucking great. I just killed it. It was just like it was like fire.
right.
And anyway, so one thing led to another, and we're just talking, and Nicholas is a great guy.
Yeah.
He really is a good man. He's a nice person to work with. And he just goes, "Why don't we just forget this? Let's just do an album, me and you." I'll
Right.
go, okay. So he um gave me a couple of songs and some music. The music was fantastic. And then he came here to my to LA and to my studio, and we spent 7 days. And in those 7 days, he put up 8 tracks
Hmm.
with music was done. So I didn't have to. I was just doing vocals and lyrics,
Yep.
melodies. And I got to tell you, the way I would work, I would push record and sing. Whatever comes out, everything that came out is not changed.
Right.
Is not changed. The first takes. Okay, I had to go back and do lyrics and stuff
Right.
like that, all that stuff. But
Right.
the melodies, the whole energy, boom, first thing that came out of my mouth. So it's a sign. It's fun. It's it's how can I say? It's good energy.
Yeah.
It's good energy. It's nasty. It's good.
And
It's
that
nasty.
sounds like it's going to be nasty. That's probably
Yeah.
a good term
Yeah.
for it. When can we expect that to come out?
Well, we would love to put something out sooner than later. But the way it works, you know how it works. You gotta, it all has to come together. It's not
Yeah.
just the songs. It's just
No.
it's the you know, it's the photos, it's the logos, it's
Right.
the release. It's, you know, there's a lot involved, you know, and and I don't know, maybe we just say fuck it, just release a song and see how,
Right.
you know, just, you know, because Anthony, it's all a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Why,
saying? It's
no
a
doubt.
lot of work, but people don't know,
Yeah.
you
What
know.
name is that gonna be under a soul? You guys gonna have a new name, a solo?
Yeah, we got a new name. I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say it just
Sure.
yet, but yes, there's
Yeah.
a name to it. It's a, I was just gonna swear, but
No, swear.
it's a twist. It's a
Yeah.
good twist, and yeah, I'm excited for. I really am excited for you know, everyone to hear this.
Yeah.
I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it, and everything's gonna be mixed in Atmos.
Okay.
So my studio, we're finishing up my studio right now in Steelheart Studios.
Right.
It is a full, massive Atmos room with
Okay.
barefoot speakers.
Right.
So
Hey, man.
legit.
Hey, I've already kept you too long. I apologize for that. It is so great to talk to you. This is the first interview that we've done on this channel, and to have a survivor like you come on and tell us about your projects in the past is just awesome. Is there anything else, anything you want to promote before I let you go?
Well, I mean, there's a lot, guys. I'm always on the forefront of doing things. I love doing things. I love creating. It's not just, you know, the music, like your acting is a part of me. It's
Yep.
everything touches the soul, you know, all the way down to these jewelry that I created. There's a whole nother thing that I don't even want to say yet,
Okay.
which is so fun. One thing at a time. Right now, let's get the movie, and then we got more music, and we got another movie that I'm really excited about. I hope comes to fruition, and I'll tell you that down the road. So here
Awesome.
we go.
Hey,
Life.
Trust and Love is in select theaters now. It'll be out on video on demand August 13th. Upcoming project, heavier, darker from Miljenko coming out in the near future under an as yet unnamed project. Miljenko, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being on the show, man.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All
You
right.
take care.
Take
All
care,
right.
bro.
Bye
Bye.
bye.